Hello, everyone, and welcome to the January 7th, 2016 episode of Balls Deep Sports Talk with me, your host with the almost, your hump day hero, Scotty Ball. And yes, I know technically it's not hump day right now as I'm recording it, but, it's a moniker. It's not like I gave it to myself. I know, wait, I did it. Anyway. Thank you for finding the show this week, as hopefully you've been continuing to do here while our primary broadcast platform, WNLMradio.com, is still down undergoing site repairs. However, rest assured, it will be back one of these days, and when it is, you will be some of the first people to know, and we will be very happy about that. However, in the meantime, we are still being brought to you every week on SoundCloud, YouTube, and my personal favorite way to enjoy the show on demand 24/7 wherever I go, and that would be the free Spreaker app. Simply go to your iStore or Play Store on whatever internet-connected device you have. Search Spreaker app, that's Spreaker, download it for free, and then boom, search Balls Deep Sports Talk in the little by the little magnifying glass thing, and you'll have like 20 plus episodes of the show at your fingertips to listen to and enjoy whenever and wherever you like. And if you have not already done so and would like to go even deeper with me on a daily and weekly basis, the best way to do that is to connect with the show on social media. And your two ways to do that are to go on Facebook, as you're probably on Facebook anyway. Right now, as a matter of fact, you're probably on Facebook listening to the show. That's just where our society has gone. But if and when you're on Facebook, please search Scotty-Ball. Real simple. I'm Scotty Ball. Search Scotty-Ball on Facebook. You'll see I have two pages. They both have the green Balls Deep Sports Talk show logo on them. Click on that, and that's me. And then if you're on Twitter, which is my preferred method of social media, but if you are on Twitter, please make sure to follow my tweets at BDST Show. It's B for balls, D for deep, S for sports, T for talk, and show for show. So again, we're on Twitter at BDST Show, and on Facebook, search Scotty-Ball. Great ways to stay in the know, not just with what's going on with the show. Wow, I'm like freaking Dr. Seuss all of a sudden. But also I am constantly reposting and retweeting sports news as I see it come through. So a great way to, like I said, not only stay connected with me and the show, but also what's going on in the world of sports when you're not listening to this week's episode of the show. Alright, so speaking of this week's show, let's get to the overview of it. Now that we've got all the show news and plugs out of the way, and boy, do we have a big, massive, epic Flint Mega Bowl episode of a show here for you tonight. And as we should be, you should probably expect that if you're a regular listener, because I love football, and it is like the time in football season. The regular season of the NFL has just concluded. The playoff teams and seedings are determined, and the playoffs will get underway this Saturday, as the two AFC first round games will be underway on Saturday, and then the two NFC games will take place on Sunday, the first of which will be at noon on Sunday, involving my and possibly your NFC North Division champion Minnesota Vikings. So we've got all kinds of playoff football to discuss, Vikings playoff football to discuss. You will get my film review on last week's Packers game, as well as a breakdown of what to expect this Sunday's game against the Seattle Seahawks, in addition to what the keys for a extremely highly unlikely Vikings victory would entail. And there's tons of other NFL football news as well. We know the order of the first 20 picks in the upcoming draft. There are 7 head coaching vacancies now in the NFL that we will be discussing as well. Some very shocking, at least in my opinion, potential news involving a high-profile NFL player. And I will be revisiting. We will revisit and relook at the predictions and picks that yours truly made for the NFL season at the beginning of the season. That's right. I am actually going to dig those out. We're going to relook at them briefly and see just how right we were and what surprises there were. Things like that. So tons of NFL football to discuss, as well as college football to discuss. All of the Division I bowl games have been played, with the exception of the national championship game, which will be played this upcoming Monday on ESPN at, I believe, 7:30 Central Standard Time is the start time of that game. There will be, we'll give you more details on that when we get into the segment, but so lots of, big stuff in college football to discuss as well. And we will also revisit the little bit of picks that I made in regards to the college football season when it started as well, just like we're doing for the NFL. I went back actually on Spreaker earlier this week and was listening to old episodes of the show. Episode 29 on Spreaker is the one that contains the college football preview and predictions, and the following episode 30 is the one that contains our full, almost 2-hour NFL season preview, complete with full season predictions. So if you don't like football talk, this might not be the episode, or this just straight up isn't the show for you. If you don't like listening to football talk, I won't take it personally. Let's all save each other's time. But if you love football, you should love tonight's show. Gonna be epic, getting all my picks, recaps, analysis, you name it. It's going to be in this week's show if it's football related. We'll also be discussing a little bit of hockey, checking in on where my and possibly your Minnesota Wild are at in their season. I'm actually watching them play tonight. Right now, they are at the Xcel Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. It is early on in the second period right here as I am watching, and the game is tied at 1 apiece. Wild are a superior team to Philadelphia. However, Wild are, wildly inconsistent, it seems like, at home, or at least every time I watch them play on home ice. And it's hockey. We're not even halfway through the NHL season, so there's still going to be a lot of, teams winning or losing games that they necessarily shouldn't, one-offs. Not proving that they're better than anyone else, but just, a lot of one-off back and forth stuff. But so check in on the Wild. Had at least one Wild named to the NHL All-Star team. So we'll discuss that a little bit as well and take a brief look around the league to catch you up on the standings. We will be doing the same exact thing, hopefully, at least that's the intent. When it comes to NBA basketball, we will be checking in on my and possibly your Minnesota Timberwolves, who are doing much better than they were at this point in time last year. However, they are still much worse than the majority of the teams in the NBA yet. So we'll be checking in there. What's wrong? What's right? Some all-star voting news. They haven't decided their all-stars for basketball yet. But we'll check in a little bit on that, and then, like I said, go around the league and get you caught up on the standings. Perhaps we will take a brief look at the college basketball top 25. While we are talking basketball, that would be about the extent of our college basketball talk, if we get any in tonight. We will be recapping what took place this past Saturday at UFC 195, a very entertaining, evenly matched main event title fight that was a split decision between going into the match champion Lawler and going into the match number one contender Condit, as well as recapping the rest of the results on that match card, and also a little bit of Ronda Rousey news regarding entertainment plans that she has, career things she's doing outside of the octagon that are coming up very soon and you might be interested in, or you may not, but hey, I'll let you know about it either way, and then you can decide. And also a little bit of Ronda-related news regarding the woman who took her title away from her a month ago or so. That feels like a month or two ago. And that would be Holly Holm. So we'll check in there just a little bit. We've also got WWE wrestling to discuss because it's my show. I love wrestling. I love watching it. I love talking it. And I know that at least a few of my listeners that tune in every week share the same passion and love for that entertainment form. So we will be checking in on all things WWE, NXT, Lucha Underground, and any other pro wrestling news that you may or may not care about. We may check in super quick for quickies on the world of tennis and the world of golf, as both of their seasons are starting back up here already again. It feels like neither one of those sports really have an off season, but the official starts are coming up here very soon, and so we'll maybe give you a quick prep and preview for that. A very interesting high school basketball story involving a Tennessee school that I was reading earlier today. I'll try and share a little bit of that with you. And then, of course, we have Major League Baseball to discuss, as the 2016 Hall of Fame class was announced last night, that being Wednesday this week, on Major League Baseball Network. The class inducted 2 members is all. You will find out who got elected, who missed it, who doesn't have any more chances, who's still got more chances, all that stuff, to get my take on the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. That is, well, and then of course we'll be ending the show with Balls Deep Thought of the Day, as always. So a jam-packed, epically huge, no lack of topic, no lack of content, no lack of opinion episode here of Balls Deep Sports Talk this week. Again, thanks for finding the show, whether it be on the Spreaker app, SoundCloud, or YouTube, and stay tuned to me via the show or social media to know exactly when the TuneIn app and WNLMradio.com are back and up and running for us. All right, well, let's get to it. Let us fire up, pun intended, the opening segment of our show that we do every week here on Balls Deep Sports Talk. Say it with me, everybody, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Balls on fire. Yes, Scotty Ball is on fire, and what has got Scotty Ball the most heated up, the most fired up? What is the source of this burning sensation? Oh man, I should have maybe thought that one out in my head before I said it. But anybody who knows me personally knows that's not me. If it pops in my head, it's coming out right then and there. More than likely, at least. At least if I think it's funny or entertaining. If I think it might hurt your feelings, then maybe I'll sit on it. But usually that thought doesn't occur to me, and I'll just go hurt your feelings anyway. Getting sidetracked. Shutting down the biography, the autobiography here. What's the topic? Choose a topic, Scotty. What has got you the most fired up for the show this week? Hockey and basketball, not so much. College football, all the bowl games, championship coming up, the current playoff format, maybe possible. NFL football, playoff start, Vikings won the division, definitely the leading candidate. But that's not always. Odds on favorite does not always get selected and get the honor of being the Balls on Fire topic. You know that. If you listen regularly. UFC recap. I could write some things there, but I didn't see enough of it watching back now to really be super fired up about it. WWE, lots going on there. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble pay-per-view is just a week or two away. There are injuries galore, new signings and call-ups, and all kinds of stuff there. So I am fired up about the world of pro wrestling. High school, oh my gosh, this high school basketball story. It's crazy, okay? So that's a possibility too. And then, of course, finally you've got the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, which I have very strong feelings on, both positive and negative, as far as things they're doing right, things they're doing wrong, and whatnots. Boy, where do we go? Okay, I tell you what, we are going to narrow it down to 2 right now. It's either NFL football, which we might just have to choose anyway because it's going to take up like 7 hours. Okay, well, we'll try and keep it to 2. But NFL football or this high school basketball story. Man, this high school basketball story, I could not believe it. I read it literally just